So we're sitting comfortably, we've got our harp on our lap, we've started experimenting with our fingernails and shaping them, got our hands on the harp. The next question that's always asked is, how do I strike the string? And that's another not a simple answer question. It depends on what you're doing. Just as violinists have different bowings, flautists have different breaths, string players like this pluck strings, we have different strokes that we use depending on if we're playing fast or slow, if we're doing a rest stroke or striking from the air. So bear in mind as I show you this that this is one way to strike the strings. The one thing you do want to always keep in mind on the wire harp is that you want a gentle stroke. This is not an into the palm pull or pluck. It's a gentle stroke. And you don't have to pull very far off the string to get a nice sound. And in fact, if you pull too hard, you're going to get that kind of a sound. Even this beautiful instrument will sound like a toy if you pull too hard. You don't want to play too loudly, you don't want to pull off too hard. When you put your hands on the string, probably the average placement is just behind the nail. So the flesh of your finger is touching the string, but you're just at the point where the nail emerges from the finger. And there's your strike. What this does for you is it gives you a return to the string that doesn't buzz, or at least doesn't buzz much, and you're immediately off the string. If you reach in too far, a couple of things can happen. One, there's too much lag time for the string to completely cross your finger and hit the nail. And you also run the risk of truly buzzing. When you're playing, if you feel that you're buzzing a lot, the chances are pretty good that the buzz is from the back of your nail against a string below the one you're aiming for. So watch for that. There will be times when you want to reach into the strings a little bit more, when you're playing slowly probably, and you absolutely cannot have a buzz. There's just no way you can do it. So a very slow tune, you may be returning to a vibrating string, and you are going to touch that string and stay away from the nail. But if you're playing a fast reel, you don't have time for that. So again, we're back to the point of what you're doing is going to dictate a little bit how you're going to play the harp, how you're going to play the string. Okay, well, if you've been following our little lessons from the lake here in New Hampshire, you're already sitting comfortably, you're holding your harp comfortably, your nails are in pretty good shape, you've got your hands on the strings. Now we're to the first real lesson on the wire-strung harp, and that is the 3 things a harper can do to the strings. First thing that a wire-strung harper does to a string is touch it and come off of it silently. If you've played the harp before, you may find this a little difficult to do. Touch the string, come off silently. The second thing a wire harper will do to a string is touch a string and come off with a strike. And you see here, I'm coming off with a strike while other fingers are touching and coming off and doing nothing. These 3 things you do to a string, you combine them and come up with every possible technique. So we've got 2 things so far. You touch the string, you come off silently. You touch the string, you come off with a sound. Or the third thing you can do to a string is touch the string and stay there. So this finger is staying there. At this point, it becomes an anchor. So you can do cool things like this, or give yourself a reference. Once you learn how far an interval is, if you've got a finger on a string, you know how to reach that interval, and you'll never miss it. 3 things you can do to a string: touch it and come off. Touch it and strike the string, or touch it and stay there until eventually you'll come off silently, or you'll come off with a little chord or something. A quick little note for people who are playing without the nails. It can be done. You're going to get a more typical wire-strung bell-like ring if you're using the nails, but if for whatever reason you can't grow your nails, or you're not allowed to grow your nails, go ahead and give it a try anyway. What you're going to be doing as you pull off the string is you're going to be striking the end of the string with the tip, striking the string with the end of your finger, with the tip of your finger. Probably the thing that you're going to need to be most careful of is reaching too far in between the strings, because you will run the risk of touching the string lower and causing a buzz that way. Go ahead and try it. The sound you get is going to be beautiful. It will be different. It will be more of a, if I can do it, a gentle sound. It's kind of hard for me to do because I've got nails in my way. But you're going to get a sound that's a little more mellow than what we're going to get, which has got that little bit of a clapper sound to it. Not that. You don't want that. I hope you can cut that. Whatever you decide to do what feels good, do what's comfortable, play what you want to play, do what you want to do, and inquire. Keep an open mind. Listen to what different people are doing with the harp. Listen to different repertoires. Read what you can get your hands on. Things like the Bunting 1840 are available. You can buy it from Dover Publications. There are instructional books that are available that you can purchase. Check with the harp shop of your choice, or you can email me, and I'd love to help you. It makes me feel good to bring this harp to people. I think it's such a special instrument, and I'd love to help bring it to you. Thank you.